My name is Zachary Sexton. I am a coach and a consultant and a user of a tool called ConvertKit. Now, I'm not a typical online marketer. I don't sell online courses, and I don't need advanced sequences or automations. I just really want to keep top of mind with my clients or my referral partners or potential clients. I want to send them helpful information in an automated feature. And so many of the tools out there are complicated and not quite as easy to use. And I was a little hesitant to get started until about a year ago. I found a tool called ConvertKit. And ConvertKit has been super easy. I actually ended up going to there's my t-shirt. They had a conference in Boise, Idaho, where the founder, Nathan Barry, is from. And I learned just a handful of things on how to use ConvertKit. And since it's been about a year since I got started in this, I know it's been a year because I just got my bill and I happily paid it because I'm so excited about the potential for this tool and what I've already gotten from it. So here is a run through of how, as a service professional, you can use ConvertKit. So I'm just going to share my screen really quickly and just give you the complete back end, kind of no holds bar. This is my this is my ConvertKit. Here is my business. I will share anything and everything. So when you subscribe or sign up for a trial of ConvertKit, which I've got a link below, and I get a little commission from that link. So if you want to use it, that would be awesome. I'll get a couple bucks for that. And if you use my link too, feel free to reach out for any support that you might need for this. I'm constantly learning, and when people ask me questions, I often learn from those questions. So I'd be happy to help you out there. So when you get started, you're going to come up with this main page. So every time you log in, you get this main page, which I really like because it lets me know without me having to look for it or search for it or request a report how I'm doing with email subscribers. So you can see, I'm not a big guy on the street. I only have a little less than 500 subscribers, but this is me using it for the last year. I started with 0 subscribers and put it on my web page and put it in a few different other places where people can sign up. Well, always on my website, but sometimes my podcast page or sometimes a blog post page, and give people the chance to sign up to find out more, or maybe to get a free little goodie, a free little like PDF or video that will help them out that's what I want to do. I want to form relationships with people. I want to deliver value to them. So when they end up wanting a coach or consultant to help them systematize their business, they think, oh man, Zach is a really good guy for doing that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. And I can see like, okay, all right, I got a couple sign-ins on the 3rd. I wonder what happened that day that caused those sign-ins. Did I send out a broadcast? Did I give a talk? Did I connect with a number of people who might have signed up? So this is really nice to just always be seeing that information, knowing how you've been doing in the last 30 days, maybe haven't been blogging enough or creating enough videos in the past 7 days to see kind of where you're at with things. The way people sign up is through forms. So I've got a number of different forms based off different little opt-ins is what they're called. So if, for example, this one, Contactually, this is the CRM I use, Contact Resource Manager. And I had a podcast with the owner, Zvi Band, the other day, and I said, hey, I'll just give you a quick background of how I use Contactually if you're interested. So 21 people who listen to the podcast looked at that form, and 5 subscribed. So we got 5 people out of the 21 who visit. So not a bad conversion rate. So it seems like that one's doing pretty well. So I'll keep that, maybe try to promote that post a little bit more so more people want to subscribe and learn about Contactually. Or one of my more popular ones is a free Kanban course. And so this is a whole series. I think it's 9 or 10 emails and a number of videos and longer blog posts where I walk people through from start to finish how to create a personal Kanban. So how to get all of their ideas out of their head, how to organize those ideas in lists, cards, and boards with Post-it notes, and then in a tool called Trello. So whenever I give a talk, I always mention, hey, I've got this free course to find out more, and people often sign up. You can see if people go to this page, about half of them sign up, which is really good. So that means people are interested in finding out more, and I get to communicate with them. I get to talk with them for 3 weeks automatically, helping them, serving them before with me not having to do anything. So it took me about 2.5 weeks to create this course for myself, and I'll show you what that looks like. But now it's just done, and I get clients from that easily because they're like, man, Zach, you know your stuff. You've already tried to help me. I didn't implement it on my own because I'm too overwhelmed to do it right now. Let's work together. Let's get this going. And this totally happens. And so, with 114 people, I have gotten clients from this sequence, and I only imagine I could get more in the future. I could always make improvements to it. I could turn it into a paid course if I want to. I'm keeping most of my stuff free because I prefer to coach or work in groups with people than to pay for information. I like to just give the information away for free. So these are all the different forms, and let's walk through how you would create a form. It's really easy. So you go here, you look at all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I want to create my first form. So you do that here. So you can either create a landing page or a form. So a landing page is a full page where people have only one option. They can sign up for the thing, for the free course, for the ebook, for the video, or they can go away. Where a form is something you can embed into a blog post or maybe the home page of your website. So I'll just show you exactly what it looks like for me. So if you go to zacharysexton.com, there's an example of both. So here is just the very simple, hey, let's subscribe. And then here is the full page, the full landing page. And there's that Kanban course that I was talking about. So you can see what it's about. You can see some reasons why you'd want to join. You can click start here, and you can enter your information, and you can go, right to it and see what happens when that happens. So you give me the roadmap. You say you're not a robot. You submit that, and then how I have it set up is to I guess my redirect is a little inaccurate. I'll actually fix that, but redirect to another page that says, hey, I just need to sign up really quick. And with my home page, something similar happens. So you can say, okay, grow your revenue through your relationships, and I'm going to that. That sounds good. I want some strategies. The same thing happens. So you can submit that, and then this is what I intended to happen. So, hey, just one more step. I want you to confirm your email right here. And then you can also say, okay, you can go back to the homepage, or I like to talk on Twitter. So if people want to talk on Twitter, or I like to tell people, hey, I've got a podcast. If you didn't know, you can go check it out. It's a really good podcast. So that is the difference between a landing page and a form. So let's just create a form. That's probably what you're going to do most often. And let's just do the basic one. So just kind of a name and email address. So you got your first name, your email address. Actually, well, no, we'll back it up. We'll make it a little fancier. We'll do the form, and we'll do this fancy one. So join newsletter. You can adjust that. Say, get free book, and then you can get a little thumbnail of the book and put that in there, and then subscribe. And you can adjust everything. And one cool thing is you can know exactly how that looks by testing it out with this view button. So you can be like, okay, all right, yeah, that looks good. That's exactly how I want it to look. And then go on and adjust the settings from there. So now we've got our form going. It's always good to name the forms. I didn't do this for a while, and I like form 34 and 35 and 36. It wasn't good. So free book test, and I'm doing a test, so I know to delete this a little bit later. Let's look at the settings here. So the settings is you can have just a standard form on your website or that full landing page that we talked about. So we're just going to do that standard form. And then when they subscribe, when they enter their email address, what happens? This is what I typically did at first. So success. Now check your email to confirm your subscription. So it doesn't move them, doesn't change the page. That's where I would start. Right now I'm doing the redirect to another page. So that's the zacharysexton.com/confirm. So that's the fancy way if you want to make that page. And then what you'll want to do is put them on a sequence. So the first sequence you'll likely want to build is a welcome sequence. So 2 or 3 emails that will let people know what you do, how you serve them, what are some free resources that you have for them. Maybe ask them a question where they found out about you. It's really easy, just kind of getting to know, sharing your information, sharing what people can expect from you from being on this email list. So that's probably the first place you'd start, and then you can have other sequences from there, other automations. When you create an incentive email, you'll also have an email sent to them. So get the main settings, they confirm it, and then let's say you did give them an ebook. Well, you can just attach that ebook right there. Or maybe you're sending them to a video. You could put the URL to that video right there. And you could adjust this message very easily. I've got a little script that I use. Hey, Zach here. You received this email because you entered your address into my website. I'll need you to confirm before we can get going. And then I below, put something below. So it's a little bit more personalized, but even that basic, hey, it's good to have you. Often I'll rewrite the subject. So, free book here, or grab your free book, or whatever you want to put for subject lines. The better you can get at copywriting. I'm sure the higher people will open your emails, but that's a topic for another time. So then they confirm, and you can either have them get that incentive, so uploading the file right there, or go to the website right there. And you can have auto confirm of new members. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because then you might have people on there that aren't actually looking at your email. But we can talk about how you can purge those out later. I haven't done that, but it is something that's easy to do with ConvertKit. So again, form style, we picked that fancy one. If we decided, okay, this isn't looking good, we can change that form style. And something that I do with all of these forms is ConvertKit, is I put this little CSS in there, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's definitely the most technical thing I'm going to show you. My web developer gave it to me, so that's the only reason I have this. But otherwise, ConvertKit puts a little bit of a like, hey, this is powered by ConvertKit on there. And if you don't want to have that, I can put this in the link below. This is the not the link, but the description below. This is what you can put in there, so that doesn't show up. So the only techie thing that you're going to have to do. Then you're going to want to embed the form to your website. So what I did is I downloaded the WordPress plugin, and all you have to do is then copy that form and put it anywhere where you want it to see on your website. Otherwise, you can use the raw HTML or JavaScript. All are very easy, very intuitive. I go with the WordPress because I have a WordPress blog, and I think that's the easiest way to go about it. Some other integrations you could use. I don't use these personally. And then once you get one form really good and running, you could just duplicate the form and change little settings there, which is pretty nice. So that is forms. That's the main thing you're going to think about. When I was doing my trial about a year ago for ConvertKit, this next section, this sequences, is what 100% sold me. The previous email software that I'd used, you had to write your email and then change it into HTML and then upload that HTML and then send a little test and then see if it worked and see it. It was so painful and so technical, and there was no way to make easy updates. And I often let little grammar errors and unclear writing stay in there because I didn't want to go in there and fix it. It is completely different with ConvertKit. So here's that Kanban course that I was talking about earlier. Here's the sequence for this. So you just say, email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4. You can choose how many days that people wait before they get their next email. So you can see I usually use 2 and 1 days, but actually spacing them out a little further would be good. I made them closer because this is a course. You can even do it to the hour, and all you have to do is just change, like, okay, send after 1 hour. You could say, oh, I don't want to do it on Saturdays or Sundays, give them the weekends off. So maybe this is going to be 2 hours or 2 days. So I'm going to change that back to 1 hour because that's what I intended to do. You can also move them around and drag and drop based off order. And this editor right here, it is just like writing a normal blog post or writing something in Word. It is so easy. You drag images in, and the images look exactly how they should look. If you use any links too, it'll tag people based off the links if you create a little automation for that. Or you could just know, okay, I sent out a broadcast email, how many people clicked on which links, which is a very nice thing to do. And speaking of broadcast email, so this is a sequence. So this is somebody signs up for it, and they're going to get all of these emails. The next thing you can do, and this is probably where you'll start out, to be honest, is to do a broadcast email. So this is sending an email out to everybody. So you can see right here, I send a monthly email that says November's Productivity Roundup, and I send it to everyone. This is how many people opened it. This is how many people clicked on different things. I got 90 clicks and 5 people unsubscribed. So I can look at that report and see what people are clicking on. It seems like, let's see, what's the most popular one? Okay, I gave this link to a book review site. So that was popular. And contextually too, that CRM that I was talking about was popular for my last email list of that, or my last broadcast. You can even review the content if you wanted to see that, just see what the email looks like. So I got a really simple structure. I just say, hey, these are the podcasts that went out this last month. Here's where you can subscribe. Here's some cool tools and resources. I'm always finding new ones. Here's some other productive posts. And here's the archive of all the podcasts. Eventually, I'm probably going to have to put this on another web page, but in case people miss one, they're like, oh man, I really want to learn more about social media. I'm going to go back and listen to episode 22. So that's just my simple monthly email. Something I actually just learned, probably should have learned this earlier, is I can duplicate this. I was copying and pasting it. So you can duplicate it, which is nice. And another thing you could do is resend to unopened. So let's say you're opening up a group coaching program and you sent out an email to your 100 subscribers and about half of them opened it. You can just click that button and send it again to people who did not open it, which is a really nice feature. I've only used it once or twice, but I think I did it for a webinar I was doing. I was doing a free webinar that was telling about group coaching. So allows you to get really fancy just with a couple clicks of the button. And then right here we got subscribers. Let's see, I might have to blur this out because it does show email addresses. So I'll be blurring these out. But you can see information about different subscribers. So let's just open up Trevor right here and see what he's done. So he's gone through the Kanban course and he's opened up these emails. And he's gotten a tag that he's interested in Kanban. So that's what has happened with Trevor. So you can see their history. So if somebody emails you and says, hey, I'm really interested in coaching, you could go and look and say, okay, he's gone through the Kanban course. That's good information to know. I can speak with him at a little bit higher level when I'm talking with him. And I think that is about it. So we got forums. The other thing you can do, and I can't speak to this as much, but automations. You can get really fancy with automations. I'll link to another video that I think is really good when it comes to automations. I have not used them enough to give lots of advice here, but they are very easy to set up and very visual. If you just say, okay, they get into this webinar, they get tagged, and then you can have other things happen to them. So is it really easy to get up and running and to get a lot out of this program? If you have any questions, feel free to connect with me. You can do it on Twitter at ZWSexton, or if you have a longer email, coach@ZacharySexton.com, or put a question in the comment. I'd be happy to answer your questions there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully ConvertKit is a tool that you would consider using. If you do want to use the tool, if you go to ZacharySexton.com/convert, so ZacharySexton.com/convert, you get a 2-week trial, try everything out. I do get a little commission at no extra cost to you for you using that link. So thank you very much if you do decide to use that link. Take care. Talk soon.